Hello, everybody, and welcome to Silent Podcast, the place where everything but silent. And I'm your host, Isaiah, back with the Bounce Checks crew for our extra interview with Rob. Rob, what's going on, man?
Hey, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. It was great to see you. Josie is going to start us off.
Yeah, well, congratulations on making it this far. A lot of people apply, and you're like these like you should be really proud of the accomplishment of being here. But my first question is actually about the Boys Alliance. So traditionally, we often see Boys Alliances make it really far, but this time around, we often kind of saw some mistrust on your end as well as on other people's ends. And I'm curious to see, why do you think that mistrust started, and what really initiated it for you?
That's a very good question, actually. And there was a big boys alliance. I'm not gonna lie, there was, and it was between the five of us. And I think that where it fell apart, and I might have a say in this or partake in why it did. I don't think I was fully buying what Zach was selling, and I think from the jump, I kind of had suspicions on how he was able to manipulate and play his game. Um, he's a very great social player. He's able to connect with people on numerous of levels, and I saw a lot of similarities with him and myself in terms of just being good with everyone. However, the way he kind of was moving, or the way his strategy was to move the majority around, I don't think that I was quite bought in. And I'd warned Ty and I'd warned Jonathan about my thoughts on that, because in the beginning I was really close with Ty and Jonathan, and we kind of created a bond between us three. And I don't know if you guys have saw that, but it was like, hey, let's be this, like, the three amigos over here, right? What I didn't know, that Ty was probably relaying that message over to Zach. And then Zach kind of saw how good of a social game that I was playing, and I was getting close to the people that he was also getting close to. So I think that in his eyes, I was a threat in terms of stepping on his toes, or jeopardizing his relationships with people. Where I believe in Zach's mind, he kind of wanted me to stick to my little portion of the room, of the house, and just be good with my people. And that didn't really fly with me, because I knew that at any time someone could turn on me, and if I don't have a good relationship with everyone, it might affect me in the long run.
Roberto, thanks for being here with us. I have a question based on some of the things we saw, and I'm sure you haven't seen the episodes yet, but some of the things that we saw play out on the episodes this week. And it looked like, Vanessa, obviously, it seemed like she blew up Zach's game a little bit, or at least tried to blow up Zach's game a little bit in one of the episodes that we got a chance to see. And it also looked like Santina had warned you that you were going to be the backdoor target. It seemed like you went right to Zach after that, maybe, and didn't necessarily go to Dan. Did you feel like Zach was really calling the shots at that point, or did you just feel like you didn't really have much of a shot with Dan, or why didn't we see you talk to Dan and try and flip that decision?
So I think what people didn't see was the fact that Dan actually gave me his word prior to his nominations that I was safe this week, that I had nothing to worry about. I talked to him one-on-one, and it stemmed from him asking me the same question when he was on the block. Hey, buddy, do you have me? And it was very straightforward that way. So I thought that if I approach him straightforward the same way he approached me, it would kind of allow me to play this next week out without stress, without worrying that if I'm on the block or not. So I thought, in Dan's mind, Rob's safe. Rob's good. He gave me his word. Let's work together. I spent the rest of those couple of days actually with a lot of time with Dan. I don't know if you guys saw, we were doing breathwork meditations in the backyard. We were working out together. And it didn't seem like I was a threat to him. I even planted the seed of, hey man, down the road, I'd really love to work with you to try to help, really get into something. Maybe we can form something. And that was the discussion. He said, yeah, I would love to work with you. You're great. This, and this. So in my mind, I was good in Dan S's mind. And you could even see that when he approached me in the pantry with Ty. I said to him, this is not you talking to me, man. This is being orchestrated by someone else. And I knew he knew who I was talking to. And even after that POV ceremony, him and I went into the HOH room, and I straight told him that I was disappointed in him. The fact that he let someone orchestrate and dictate his HOH. And I knew that was possible because of the influence that Zach had week one with Santina's HOH. So in my mind, Zach won 2 HOHs.
Yeah, so Rob, there was a little, this is two-part, by the way. There was a
Oh,
little bit of hesitation to kind of like name drop some of your alliance members during some of that. So my two questions is, what was the point of not name dropping them? And also, if you survived this week, what was your plan? Like, what do you think you would have did? Who would
it's
you
good,
work with?
man.
All that stuff.
It was a spicy plan, but I'll answer the first part of your question. I didn't want to name drop people because I didn't want to put people in a difficult situation. I knew what I was asking people to do was risky, right? I'm asking people to stand up against Zach, Ty, and Dan S. That's a hard fight. I wasn't expecting it to be easy for people. So I wanted to respect the people that were with me and not name drop just in case something went wrong or they felt like they were going to be talk to someone else. So the thing is, when you're talking to someone, you start name dropping, instantly they're thinking, well, is he mentioning my name when he talks to someone else? So I wanted to show the respect to my alliance that your name is safe with me. Just know that you're not alone and we have numbers. And I kept repeating that to people. And I said, the people that are very close to you are with me as well. So don't worry about it. Another spicy tidbit is Santino is having an emotional conversation in the Flamingo room. And I walk in, and Satina just looks at me and she's in tears at this point. She's like, don't you put my name in your campaign. Don't mention my name in your campaign. And I'm like, I listened, I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not mentioning your name in my campaign. I really wasn't, but I think someone had told her that I was, because there was a lot of rumors spread about me towards the end of my time there to make me look different, right? Like even Hope was told that I wanted to vote him out over Renee. And I was like, me vote out Hope? Like in what world, right? So I think out of respect to the people that I was aligned with, other than the obvious, because everyone knew John was riding with me, I tried to keep their names out of it. Vanessa told me straight that I could use her name in my campaign. So that was also someone that I would offer, as an alliance member. Not to mention that I did express to people that if they voted for me and they kept me safe, they were safe, because in the eyes of the many that were there, I would have been a target. Right. So at least you're safe for another week. Right. I'll take the heat. But if Zach, if Ty, or if Dan S are winning again, they're going to put me up because they still want me out of there, because I have a mission. My mission is clear. And I told Zach to his face what my mission was. Right. I wasn't scared to hide behind it anymore. And I wish that people saw it and they were ready to rally. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case this week.
Rob, are you surprised about the vote count, or were you kind of expecting it to be a little bit split like that?
I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty surprised. I thought I would at least get 5 if I was gonna lose it. I thought I was gonna get 5. And that stems from Kuzi telling me that she had my vote, right? She told me straight up that I am your 5, her words exactly. And if she doesn't remember this, Kuz, I was on the exercise bike and you told me I'm your 5, and she was gonna try to work on Anika and Daniel C. So I was surprised that she flopped on me, because her and I had a great relationship going into the game. I assured her always that she was in the loop with all the decisions that I made. Guys, I played a very transparent game. Everyone who I was working with, I trusted, and I told them who and what I was thinking. Everyone but Zach. I wasn't going to, like, early on, I didn't tell Zach that I didn't trust him, but I think later on he kind of got the gist of that. But I played very transparently. Ty knew everything that I was doing. Jonathan knew everything I was doing. Kuzi knew I had her back. I reached out to Daniel C early on, and I had his back. So there was a lot of people that knew where I stood. I think they just knew that I wasn't scared to go up against the big names.
Okay, well, I want to play a little quick game with you that I'm trying to do with everyone. It's super relatives. So I'll ask you a question and you can give me a name. If you feel like giving 2, that's also okay. And you can just give us a little bit of elaboration on that.
Absolutely.
So my first superlative is, who do you think is the most underrated player?
I think Kuzi is the most underrated player right now.
Okay. My next question is, who do you think is the sneakiest player?
I think Ty is the sneakiest player, and I say that because everyone knows Zach is a sneaky player, right? That's obvious. I think Ty is also playing a sneaky game, but he's still keeping the relationships that he has with people to put him in a good light. So I think that's very sneaky. He's doing a job at it. I don't know if it's good or bad, but I definitely think that he has a lot of people's trust in that game. And call it what you want. I don't know if he's giving it back to them.
Cool. Who do you think is most likely to play the middle the entire rest of the season?
I think Kuzi's going to play the middle, and that's when it's going to take her to the end. She's going to play the middle until it's time for her to really show up, and she's going to have a great repertoire with the jury. I think a lot of people are going to like her in the jury, and I think that's going to help her in the long run. I don't see Anika making any big moves. I think she's very dependent on what people are doing around her, with Dan as well. And believe it or not, Hope might go far in this game, unless he keeps self-nominating, which I really hope he doesn't. Hope you stay off that block, buddy. If you're gonna play a game, play some pool, man. Don't try to prove the world something that's gonna get you in trouble.
Cool. Okay. And my last question: who do you think is most likely to be evicted this week?
Who's most likely to be evicted this week? I think they're gonna push for Vanessa to leave the house this week because it's a safe vote for everyone. I think I rocked the boat quite a bit leaving, and I think people are going to try to be a little bit safer. So yeah, I think Vanessa might be on the way out this week.
Okay, cool. Thank you for your superlatives.
All right. My last question, actually, Shania, what's the vibe there? What's going on?
Shania, I like Shania. She's a great girl. I don't know if she thinks too highly of me after all this, but you know what? Shania is not afraid to be herself. She's not afraid to really just. She's a very unique person, and she's not afraid to show it, which I give her a lot of respect for that. She's super funny. She's super experienced as far as like life experience. She's a master diver. I don't know if you guys know that. She's swam with sharks and whales and all the sorts. So her and I think she might have developed a little crush on me early on, and that was great. However, I just wanted to be real with her in the moment, and basically just tell her that I wasn't there romantically with her or emotionally there with her, and I looked at her as a player in this game, and I just wanted to be looked like a player in this game as well. And I think that might have been a little bit hard for both of us to kind of coexist in that sense. But great person, great girl, no hard feelings. I get why she did what she did. It's just unfortunate that sometimes your emotions get the best of you, and I'm victim to that as well. So
all right. Well, that's all of our time, Rob. Thank you so much for talking to us, man. Appreciate it.
thank you. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks
have
so
a good one.
much.
Bye.